Hello, we're excited to show you our native speech capabilities. Do you think the current Amazon is dangerous? Get ready to learn about its prehistoric version. 21 million years ago, the Andes mountain range began to rise dramatically. This tectonic movement created a natural barrier that trapped water in a giant basin in western South America. The result? Lake Pevas, an aquatic system larger than modern-day Japan, with depths reaching 50 meters. But here's what really matters. What lived there transformed these waters into a true hell. During the Middle Miocene climatic optimum, global temperatures rose 3 to 4 degrees. Lake Pevas became comparable to the hottest countries on the planet, and in this extreme heat, reptiles thrived in terrifying ways. The absolute king, Purosaurus, possibly the largest alligator that ever existed. With a half-meter skull, this colossus reached up to 12.5 meters in length and weighed an incredible 8 tons. Its bite generated a force of 69,000 newtons, equivalent to having a truck crushing you, but with 5-centimeter teeth piercing your flesh. And it wasn't alone. Gripassukis, a giant gharial of 10 meters, hunted colossal fish. Murasukis, with 9.5 meters and a duck-shaped mouth, scoured the muddy bottom.
The diversity of crocodilians exceeded that of birds. Imagine seeing more crocodiles than birds. But the murky waters hid even more horrors. Stupidemus, the largest freshwater turtle ever discovered, had a shell of nearly 3 meters and weighed a ton. Its massive beak crushed everything from fish to young crocodiles. But let's return to the peak of this insane ecosystem, because Lake Pebas wasn't just about giant crocodiles. It was a complete system of interconnected nightmares. In the murky waters, where visibility barely reached a few centimeters, lurked Pebanista, the largest river dolphin that ever existed. 30 to 35% larger than the current pink dolphin, this cetacean developed an incredibly robust skull and long, thick teeth. It wasn't the friendly dolphin you imagine. It was a raptorial predator that used echolocation to hunt in waters where vision was completely useless. Think about this for a second. You're in a canoe. You look at the water beside you. You see only murky darkness. But just a few centimeters below, multi-ton predators swim silently, all invisible, all fatally efficient. And don't think that escaping to dry land was a solution, because the terrestrial terrors of Pebas were equally terrifying. Cebicids were crocodilomorphs that completely abandoned water. Long limbs, skulls similar to carnivorous theropods, and the frightening ability to run. Baranasuchus, the largest representative of this family, reached 7 meters in length. Some studies suggest up to 10 meters for exceptional individuals. Alongside them hunted the terror birds, incapable of flight but built like killing machines. Long, muscular legs guaranteed immense speeds. Curved beaks, durable and sharp as blades, tore flesh with surgical precision. The Pebas species reached 2.5 meters in height, taller than Shaquille O'Neal, with the weight of a lion and the temperament of a velociraptor. But here's the most disturbing detail. Bones of these terror birds were found with bite marks. Even being apex predators on land, they became meals when they approached the water too closely. The mega crocodiles made no distinction. Everything was potential food. So how did any herbivore manage to survive this constant massacre? The answer was simple: by getting big, very big. Phobiromys, a rodent relative of modern guinea pigs, grew to the size of a polar bear, one of the largest rodents of all time. Ground sloths varied in size from large dogs to Uromachia, which weighed an impressive 4 tons. Notoungulates, which resembled bison and hornless rhinoceroses, wandered the swampy shores. The diversity of herbivorous mammals was extraordinary. Glyptodonts with their bony armor,
litoterns with bizarre appearances, anteaters with absurdly long tongues and skulls that looked incomplete, astrotheres, metatherians, chiroturns, each group representing a different survival strategy. And there were still primitive primates observing all this from the trees, our distant ancestors witnessing a world that seemed out of a feverish nightmare. As the flooded plains dried out, the vegetation changed. Swamps transformed into drier areas. Forests replaced open fields. The specialized herbivores couldn't adapt quickly enough. And when the herbivores began to disappear, the predators that depended on them followed the same path. Barinasuchus, this supreme terrestrial predator, ran out of large prey. The terror birds faced growing competition in increasingly limited environments. But the most dramatic change was still to come. At a certain point, the rising of the Andes reached a critical point. It completely blocked the flow of what we now know as the Amazon River toward the Pacific. Think about it. The most powerful river on modern Earth didn't always flow in the direction it flows today. At that crucial moment in geological history, its waters were forced to completely change course. A river that flowed west was redirected east. With enough time, the Peba system drained completely. The mega wetland disappeared. In place of the shallow, murky waters, something completely different emerged. The modern Amazon River, deep and voluminous, cutting through dense tropical forest. The animals that managed to adapt to this new world prospered. Those that couldn't disappeared forever. Purosaurus extinct, Gripacucus extinct, Stupendomys extinct, the giant terror birds extinct. But their smaller, more adaptable descendants survived. The modern Amazon, with all its jaguars, alligators, anacondas, and piranhas, seems like a children's zoo compared to Lake Pebas. And perhaps that's exactly why we can appreciate it today. Because if those giants still existed, the world's largest tropical forest would be completely inaccessible to humans. Imagine trying to explore the Amazon, knowing that 12-meter crocodiles lurk in every river, that 10-meter terrestrial predators run along the shores. The extinction of Lake Pebas wasn't just a geological change, it was a complete transformation of one of the most extreme ecosystems that ever existed. A world where gigantism was the rule, not the exception, where predators outnumbered prey in diversity. And all of this disappeared, not by an asteroid, not by a catastrophic volcanic eruption, but by the slow and inexorable movement of tectonic plates. The same force that created this realm of monsters also destroyed it. If you enjoyed this time travel and are relieved you don't have to face a Purosaurus on your next fishing trip, leave your like. This helps YouTube understand that you enjoy content about prehistory and science. Subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell so you don't miss the next dives into the mysteries of our planet. Comment below which of these monsters impressed you most, the 12-meter alligator or the car-sized turtle. I want to know your opinion. Thanks for the company, and see you in the next video.